Alright everyone, welcome back to part 2 of building my home server. So, as you see in the last part, we got all the drives set up. So just to recap, this is the boot drive, we've got a 500 gig storage drive here, and then we got a little 1 terabyte laptop drive sitting in there. Not sure if that laptop one works. Hopefully it does, because I would like to have at least 1 terabyte of storage in this. If not, I have this other 500 gig drive that I can throw in there as a replacement. But hopefully that laptop drive works. So, put this side panel on, and then we can get an OS installed. The OS I'm going to be using on this is going to be Open Media Vault. I'll show that in a second, but first of all, I just realized I forgot to close this. So, throw that back on there, and then there we go. Alright, that's all ready now. So here's Open Media Vault. It just seems to be a pretty simple Linux distribution that I can put on a USB stick and then just run it that way. So I guess downloads on SourceForge, that's fine. But we can go through some of the features here. So we have full volume management, full monitoring, all the SSH, NFS, various services. Antivirus plugins. I didn't know about that one. That's cool. But, it seems to be a pretty simple distribution to set up. This is based on Linux, but I don't know. I like Linux. I haven't had any bad experience with it. I was considering a BSD-based solution, but Linux generally has more support for applications, so that's why I'm going with this. Alright, so now that we got the file downloaded for Open Media Vault, I'm going to use this tool, if you don't know, called Rufus to flash it. So here's my USB disk. I guess I installed Windows Vista on this at one point. So now I'm going to select my ISO file from Windows or Open Media Vault. Partitions, I think it's GPT. Hold on, I'm going to check that. So apparently newer versions of Open Media Vault work better with GPT, so we're going to do that. Target UEFI. I think FAT32 is fine. We're just going to call this Open Media Vault. Size, and we're going to start. So, write an ISO, write an ISO image, and then this should start doing it. Okay. There we go. So then this will go and transfer. I'll get back once this is done. Alright, so Rufus is done flashing the drive. You can see all the files for Open Media Vault here. So I'm going to eject this and get this hooked up. For setup purposes, we have this it's not a great setup here. We just have HDMI running in. I could do DisplayPort, but I don't want to have to hook up another one of those. So actually, I don't even think my monitor has another one. So we're just using this HDMI, and then I'm gonna get a mouse from, I think I have some extras in here, maybe? I'll dig through this and check back. Alright, so I found a mouse, just a, cheap Logitech office mouse, but we gotta get dongle out of here, and then we're gonna connect this, and then I'll connect the power and turn it on. Let's see how it goes. I gotta get an Ethernet cable, because this thing does not have Wi-Fi. I gotta get a Wi-Fi card for this. Okay, I think I have one right here. I don't think this is hooked up to anything. Oh, including the modem. Alright, well, I gotta do that real quick. Alright, so I got the power cable plugged into my outlet over there. I'm gonna shut down this computer so it doesn't use this. It only uses this one. Oh, speaking of which, should I ever go through this build in like a short or something? This custom PC I made, because, I don't know, might be interesting content. So this is shutting down here, alright. Once I get a no signal, I'll plug this in. Alright, perfect. Now, this should boot as soon as I plug the power in. Switch hands here. Yeah, alright, that's an orange light, that's good. Set the power. Hold on just a second. I think I fixed the issue. It should be turning on now. Yep, there we go. Okay, so it is receiving power. Once this monitor light, okay, the monitor light is solid, and that means now that this should turn on just fine. So this one problem is this keyboard does not have an F12 key. So, okay. That's an interesting error. Let me figure this out. Okay, never mind. This is not a major error. This is just because it is plugged into the motherboard rather than the GPU. That is intentional. So, can I just do it fine? Can I just... Okay, what I'm going to do is take this out for now. Take this GPU out for now, and then come back. Now, why is this out of... Alright, my camera went out of focus for a bit. Alright, I'll do that and come back once that's done. Side panel off, time to pull this out. There we go. And let's turn it back on. Hopefully it'll boot into the USB stick, because I do not have an F12 key. Hopefully I don't need one. Here we go. Attempt to booting this. I think that's plugged in. It's about as plugged in as it'll go. So hopefully this is fine now. Now if I hit this, turn on. Yeah, alright. Now we gotta wait for this to boot. Maybe. It'll just turn off again. There we go. Alright. Hopefully this, I think the boot drive right now is Windows 7, so hopefully it'll just boot into that. That would be really helpful. Here we go. Finally booted into the Open Media Vault installer. Hopefully I can just hit install on this and should be fine. Could not. That's an interesting error. Have to figure this out. I don't know what that error was about, but seems to be the installer. So English, United States, American English. All right. Hopefully this is it. I'll come back if I have any issues or anything, but hopefully it's this simple. Seems to have installed just fine, so gotta set up a host name now, but I think that's really it. All right, so quick update there. I hit the power switch because this doesn't stay in. And it died, so I think I have to restart now. That's just awesome. Hopefully it didn't majorly break anything, though. Ooh, orange flashing light that's not usually good. Uh-oh. Ooh. That sounds bad. Oops. Alright. Okay, should be booting normally now. Let's try the switch. Didn't switch over. Let me just unplug the display port. Here it is. Hopefully it'll pick it up and then it'll be fine. Awesome, okay. So because I don't have F12, I can't boot directly off the USB stick, so what I was waiting and doing is just doing the starting PXE boot over IPv4, over, for network boot, and then that fails, and then it just boots into Open Media Vault. Hopefully that's what happens here. Let's come back once it's done that. So it appears I did not break anything, and it's booting just fine now. So I'll go through the install process again. I should probably get that error again, maybe? Yep, there we go. So for this, we just wait a little bit. I'll do a cut so the video isn't, extra long or anything. But yeah, all right. So it seems like it's all good now. So English, United States, all these settings again. We'll detect hardware. Come back once it gives me that setup screen again. So finally done with setup, I think. Now it's just entering host name. So I'm just gonna name it Optiplex 3010 because that's what this computer is, and I think I just hit enter. Domain name, alright, local should be, I'll name it local Optiplex just to add a little variety. Okay, so I'll set the password and come back. So we're finally through setup. We got the partitioner up here. And this is the SSD because it's the 128 gig drive. So hit enter on that. This should wipe it, and then I think that's all the setup I need. Installing here, it's at 9%, as you can see. I'll come back when it's done. Right, just wanted to finish up the video here and say that it is mostly set up now. I'll finish that up in part 3 whenever I decide to do that. But here it is, it's on, it's working, it's running OpenMedia Vault, all the setup's done. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe, comment what you'd like to see me do after this. I have one more idea, actually. Give you a little sneak peek on that. I'm going to crack open this bootleg SNES console. Let's see what's inside. You can see I've already started taking the rubber feet off, but that's going to be in my next video. Alright, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe. See ya.